hands on my neck, hands get my thoughts out. Lift me up, man, take a chop out. Heart and soul gone, my type. Don't you know I fall for the bad type? Tops up. Tops up. Tops up. For the bad type.
Hello everyone, David here, MixBus TV. I got so many requests for this, so by popular demand, today we are comparing two behemoth compressors, the SSL BUS Plus versus the Wes Audio NgBus. Let's get to it. Hello everyone, welcome back to MixBus TV. Hope you guys are having a great day. Before we start, check the info box down below for free plugins, special discounts and offers, and visit the new website MixBusTV.com for all the mix and mastering courses start to finish on many different genres. A new one, Mastering Alt Rock, just released featuring Easy T's latest single, and another one, Mastering R&B Pop, will be out in a couple of weeks. In there you can book all the other services, mixing, mastering, private lessons and mix consultations. If you want to access the exclusive videos here on YouTube, click the join button, become a MixBus TV member. Depending on the tier, you also get mix consultations. Check out Bella Kelly's new single Goodbye, available on all platforms, and there's also an acoustic version featuring Monty Pittman here on YouTube. Finally, if the videos are helping you, please consider using the super thanks or grab some merch. Let's get to the video. Alright, epic battle between the SSL BUS Plus and the NgBus Wes Audio. These two compressors are very similar on one hand, they come from the same core design, and yet they are so different. They sound very different. They also happen to have very different features. So in the comparison, I'll do my best to compare them fairly. For example, the NgBus doesn't have a dynamic EQ, which we'll keep off the equation for this video. I have dedicated videos for both of these compressors here on the channel, so if you want to see in detail and go in depth on how they sound and the functions, you can watch those. This is a comparison between the two. I'm gonna compare the same settings, so I'm not gonna use settings that one have and not the other. But they also have extra comparable feature. For example, the saturation, we have the THD on the NgBus, we have the 4K on the SSL BUS Plus. Both of them are variable, so we'll test different stages for both and compare. And then they have different features that are not really comparable. For example, the iron function on the NG is not present on the SSL, which on the other hand has the FB button, so the feedback functions versus feed forward and the low THD. Both can be used in stereo dual mono or mid-side, so we'll compare that as well, and we'll see how they react, how they treat the stereo field and the stereo information as well. I'm gonna try to span across genre as much as possible. At the same time, I don't want this video to be 55 hours, so I'll try to keep it short. Let's start. All right, to make the comparison quick, I'm gonna keep the camera on the SSL BUS Plus, and because for the NgBus we have the digital control, we're gonna look at the plugin interface of the Wes Audio. We're gonna start with the following settings for both. About 3 dB of gain reduction, attack at 15 milliseconds, release at 0.1, ratio 4, and we are compensating on both machines for the 3 dB of gain reduction. Both sidechain are at 150. For this first pass, there's not gonna be any color, any additional function. We're gonna start in stereo, then we go to dual mono, then we go to mid-side.
Yeah, feel the rush of adrenaline. Yeah, boom, back again, pump the right medicine, pick up the veterans. Peacock and Masterson, feel the rush of adrenaline. Yeah, boom, back again, pump the right medicine, pick up the veterans. You showing up when I'm showing up that meat like Ed Gein, I'm that mean. That beats, I beat the debt with the dead cheap cold feet, like cop killers meeting police. An MC, rockin' tree, MMC, 365 days. My mind sideways, my third eye rocks a triangle. I work a mad angle. My muscles are optimal.
I think this quick first pass already shows the differences, the different timbre, the different voicing, the different behavior at the same settings, and the different tone. Let's now go in dual and mono, same settings.
Yeah, Peacock and Masterson, feel the rush of adrenaline. Yeah, boom, back again, pump the right medicine, pick up the veterans. Peacock and Masterson, feel the rush of adrenaline. Yeah, boom, back showing up when I'm showing up that meat like Ed Gein, I'm that mean. That beats, I beat the debt with the debt cheap cold feet like cop killers meeting police. An MC rockin' tree, MMC 365 days. My mind sideways, my third eye rocks a triangle. I work a mad angle. My muscles are optimal.
And now let's go in mid-side for both.
Yeah, beat cock and assassin. Ha, feel the rush of adrenaline. Yeah, boom back again. Pump the right medicine. Pick up the veterans. Beat cock and assassin. Ha, feel the rush of adrenaline. Yeah, boom back again. Pump the right medicine. Pick up the veterans. You showing up when I'm showing up that meat like Ed Gein, I'm that mean. That beats, I beat the debt with the debt cheap cold feet like cop killers meeting police. An MC rockin' tree, MMC 365 days. My mind sideways, my third eye rocks a triangle. I work a mad angle. My muscles are optimal.
Quick commentary in this first pass with no colors, no extra feature added, just the machine's raw. Stereo mode is where the two units are the most similar, I feel. While as soon as you go in dual mono, and even more in mid-side, the stereo imaging changes completely between the two. If you notice, the action of the SSL bus at the same settings feels a little more nervous, a little snappier, if you will, which is going to be better for some things and not for others. The NG never feels nervous to me, even when we have really fast release, like in this case. The tone is also different. The NG has a really classy polish, while the SSL feels a little more mid-range pushed, something that I feel even more when in dual mono and in mid-side. In stereo mode, I feel the NG is a little more open than the SSL. And this is even more pronounced when we go in dual mono. The SSL opens up a lot in dual mono, and so does the NG, and the NG to me sounds a little wider. Even more in mid-side. In mid-side, if you go back and listen to the files, you will hear that the NG feels wider. At the same time, the SSL has this mid-range energy that is really well fitting for a track like this or other genres as well, while the NG is a little more gluey and it massages the material a little more. But you can narrow this difference by putting the SSL in FB mode, so in feedback mode. At that point, it becomes a lot smoother, and we'll do a pass like that. Now let's try the colors. Now for the color, we are gonna use the 4K mode. This setting has 8 levels of intensity, 8 clicks, so I pushed it to 4, so we are at 50% of the 4K mode on both channels. And on the NG, we're gonna do the THD at halfway through at 40. Same settings than before, we're gonna leave it in dual mono this time.
Yeah, beat cock and assassin. Ha, feel the rush of adrenaline. Yeah, boom back again. Pump the right medicine. Pick up the veterans. Assassin, ha, feel the rush of adrenaline. Yeah, boom back again. Pump the right medicine. Pick up the veterans. You showing up when I'm showing up that meat like Ed Gein, I'm that mean. That beats, I beat the debt with the debt cheap cold feet like cop killers meeting police. An MC rockin' tree, MMC 365 days. My mind sideways, my third eye rocks a triangle. I work a mad angle. My muscles are optimal.
All right, so these were 4K mode versus THD, and again, we hear quite some differences. In this particular, I gotta be honest, on the SSL, the 4K to this level is usually too much for me. 80-90% of the time. Although even the THD on the NG is too much, I usually use much less. The 4K this high usually gets a little bit muddy, while the NgBus THD is this really beautiful mid-range harmonic content that gets added, and it feels louder, but is a little less colored than the 4K mode. It enhances the source without changing it too much, we could say. The 4K is a little more heavy-handed color. It is a great color though. Both bottom ends are great. I feel the NG has a little tiny edge because it's a little cleaner when we use the 4K mode on the SSL. Now I'm gonna compare the not really comparable features. I'm gonna put the SSL in feedback mode and redo the gain reduction so we match, because it's gonna compress less, and the low THD, and I'm gonna use the iron instead on the
beat cock and assassin. Ha, feel the rush of adrenaline. Yeah, boom back again. Pump the right medicine. Pick up the veterans. Beat cock and assassin. Ha, feel the rush of adrenaline. Yeah, boom back blowing up when I'm showing up that meat like Ed Gein, I'm that mean. That beats, I beat the debt with the debt cheap cold feet, like cop killers meeting police. An MC, rockin' tree, MMC, 365 days. My mind sideways, my third eye rocks a triangle. I work a mad angle. My muscles are optimal.
All right, this time the difference is pretty big. It's not really fair because, again, we are comparing features that are very different. The iron on the NgBus adds a ton of low end, this low mid saturation. Gotta be honest, it's so much that unless you mix into it, it's usually too much to just add it at the end of a mix or like almost halfway through, but it does sound freaking big. That's no doubt about it. The SSL doesn't add that low end. We don't have an additional transformer like the NG, but we have a low THD. So in its defense, now we have a little cleaner, more focused low end, and the FB, the feedback mode, it makes it a little more gluey, more like the NG by default, a little less snappy, a little less aggressive, but a little more gluey. Not one is better than the other. These are two great compressors, but you can hear they are quite different. Let's change song and let's redo settings. All right, new song, same amount of gain reduction, about 4 dB, ratio of 4, releases as fast as possible. So we stress test on super fast release. Attack is at 10, make up gain for how much we are compressing. We are running them clean first. Now iron mode on the NG versus 1 dB of boost on the low end to try to match the action of the iron and be able to compare. All right, this is a slow acoustic song, so we are also gonna test how they handle softer material as opposed to what you usually picture an SSL compressor is used on: VCA, snappy, aggressive, and so on. But these two compressors are so versatile and they handle pretty much anything.
Whenever I'm alone with you, you make me feel like I am fun again. However far away, I will always love you. However long I stay, I will always love you. Whatever words I say, I will always love you. I will always love you.
All right, so this should be a quite eye-opening track to really start to understand the differences. The more you use them, the more you understand how different these two units are. Here, the main difference that I feel is that the SSL is a lot more grabby given the same settings and the same gain reduction. Mind you that the plugin VU meter shows a little less of what the actual unit shows, which matches perfectly the 4 dB of gain reduction that we are seeing on the meters on the actual SSL unit. So they have the same amount of gain reduction, same attack, same ratio, and yeah, the SSL seems to grab a lot more. We have the same side chain, no color running, and the NgBus here wins. Is smoother, it follows the material better, it's just more euphonic and more musical. Now I'll do another pass, and we'll put them in dual mode, and I will actually engage the feed forward function on the SSL, so it's a little smoother. Maybe we are gonna get close to the NG. I'm gonna also engage the 4K mode and the THD on the NG.
Whenever I'm alone with you, you make me feel like I am fun again. However far away, I will always love you. However long I stay, I will always love you. Whatever words I say, I will always love you. I will always love you. Whenever I'm alone with you, you make me feel like I am fun again. However far away, I will always love you. However long I stay, I will always love you. Whatever words I say, I will always love you. I will always love you.
With the FB engaged, we have a much smoother behavior from the SSL BUS Plus. It really feels like the ratio halved. Actually, this feels like ratio a 2. Without the FB mode, it felt like ratio was a 4. Even with a super slow attack, a conservative release, it felt like it was grabbing more. This is definitely more the settings that you would use, so it's good that this compressor has it. On the other hand, the NgBus performs every time it delivers, and the THD almost makes everything better. It's such a great color, such a great type of saturation that it's very rare that you will try it on something and say like, no, this doesn't work. You probably want to push it less or more. The 4K color, I feel it's a little more grunty, a little more if we want lo-fi. It goes well for some things, not much for others. Let's try another song.
Yo, them are some big pretenders, so me take when me sell from them. Take when me sell from them. Ulterior agenda, so me take when me sell from them. Take when me sell from them. Bad vibes sender, me take when me sell from them. Take when me sell from them. And I go like we no member, but them devious ways that me they condemn. Well, me no care if a friend or so-called brothers. Me find out, say them know how we climb up the ladder. Flip out with them again, me nah go bother. Link up with clean-hearted strangers on me radar. Inna me territory, me nah make them chadya. Cause enough of them a thief and robber. Feel a little piece of land, them woulda kill them own a mother. Lucky me me shower some radar. Them are some big pretenders, so me take when me sell from them. Take when me sell from them. Ulterior agenda, me take when me. Them are some big pretenders, so me take when me sell from them. Take when me sell from them. Ulterior agenda, so me take when me sell from them. Take when me sell from them. Bad vibes sender, me take when me sell from them. Take when me sell from them. And I go like we no member, but them devious ways that me they condemn. Well, me no care if a friend or so-called brothers. Me find out, say them know how we climb up the ladder. Flip out with them again, me nah go bother. Link up with clean-hearted strangers on me radar. Inna me territory, me nah make them chadya. Cause enough of them a thief and robber. Feel a little piece of land, them woulda kill them own a mother. Lucky me shower some radar. Them are some big pretenders, so me take when me sell from them. Take when me sell from them. Ulterior agenda, me take when me. Them are some big pretenders, so me take when me sell from them. Take when me sell from them. Ulterior agenda, so me take when me sell from them. Take when me sell from them. bad vibes send and me take away myself from them. Take away myself from them. And I go like we no member, but them devious ways that me they fi condemn. Well, me no care if a friend.
Alright, so these two are from the same branch, we can say. The same style, the same topology. The differences are there based on the material. They are more or less subtle. In this case, what I heard is the NG almost felt like it had a lower sidechain filter, meaning the compression seemed it was at times grabbing the low end a little more, but the compression again was so natural. But definitely the auto release feels different. I liked the NG better until we put the low end, the low THD, on the SSL. I don't care that much about the 4K. I think the mid-range got a little more blurry with the 4K, but the low end made the low end better, more punchy, cleaner. They both handle the stereo image quite well. On this song, I really would not know which one to pick. I would fall again to analyze the hi-hat because they have a different top end. Overall, the NG seems to have a more pop polish, while the SSL feels a little more aggressive given the same settings.
Heal me. I've never felt this way. Touch me. You're not to blame. I crave you as I never did before. Hold you on the floor. The things I buried under sounds are gone with the touch of your hand.
Alright, so big changes on this one. When in dual mono, the SSL to me sounded smaller and the NgBus sounded much bigger. As soon as we switched to mid-side, the SSL got really wide, and we added the 4K mode. We had the THD going on the NG, which added harmonic that really fits this track. So both units are great. We're not gonna debate that. Let's do a run of drums and call it a day. All right, so this was the last test, and I think also this was pretty revealing because again, you heard how at the same exact settings and the same amount of gain reduction, the SSL feels more nervous, feels like it has a faster attack, feels like it grabs a little more. The NG really felt like I should have put the attack all the way fast to match the SSL, although it's the same. The curve, the transfer curve is just different. Overall, the colors though, I prefer the NG, the THD is just amazing. The 4K is a hit or miss. The low THD is great here because it cleans up the low end from fast attack artifacts, potentially distortion and anything like that. But at the same time, the iron on the NG is such a huge bottom. Like I said earlier, maybe even too much at times. And so for this reason, I tend to prefer the Bus Plus on drums than on 2-bus. On things that I really need to smash or give that snappy transient or that aggression in the mid, that's where I prefer to use the SSL Bus Plus. Not that it's not great on 2-bus, I actually use it sometimes. I tend to prefer the NG for mixing, for 2-bus, and the Bus Plus for drums for sure, and other things. Also because of the dynamic EQ is really a great sound design tool and a tone shaping tool. Again, it's a great compressor on the 2-bus, and actually sometimes I do use the NG for the compression and I patch the SSL Plus just for the dynamic EQ. That's being spoiled, I know, I'm very aware. But this is to say these two are definitely similar and definitely different. I hope this test give you a general idea. We had so many requests for this test. Let me know in the comments down below if you want other comparisons between, I don't know, we have a lot here. Fatsos versus something else, or Distressors versus one of the 4 different versions of 1176 that we have. A Varimu battle because we have 1, 2, 3, 4 Varimu compressors here at this point. Let me know what kind of comparison do you want to see, if you want to see comparisons, if this kind of videos interest you. Check the info box before you go for all the links. If the videos are helping you, please consider using the super thanks. Support the channel, grab some merch, become a MixBus TV member by clicking the join button, access all the exclusive videos here. Visit MixBusTV.com for all the mix and mastering courses. Thank you for watching, subscribe if you haven't already, stay safe, see you next time.